All right, let's talk about a material you probably use every day without even thinking about it. Neoprene. Yeah, it's that tough, stretchy stuff in everything from wetsuits to laptop cases. So let's dive right in and, peel back the layers.
Okay, so what do a wetsuit and a laptop sleeve have in common? I mean, really. One's for hitting the waves, the other's for protecting your computer. Seems pretty different, right? Well, the secret ingredient they both share is neoprene, and how it's put together, that's where things get really cool. So here's the first thing you gotta know. The neoprene in your gear isn't just one solid piece of rubber. The best way to think about it is like a material sandwich. Seriously, it's got multiple layers all laminated together, and that sandwich structure, that's the secret to its versatility.
All right, let's take a closer look at this sandwich. We're going to break it down layer by layer so you can see just what makes neoprene tick. It's actually a pretty simple but brilliant setup. You've got an outer fabric, think durability, maybe a cool color. Then you have an inner fabric, usually for comfort against your skin. But the real star of the show, the magic ingredient, is what's right there in the middle, the neoprene core itself. Okay, so let's zoom in on the most important part, the heart of the matter. We're talking about the filling of our sandwich, that neoprene core. This is where all the action really happens. This middle layer of rubber is what gives neoprene its superpowers, right? The insulation that keeps you warm, the cushioning that protects your stuff, and that flexibility we all know. And it's not a one-size-fits-all deal. It can be super thin, like 0.5 millimeter for a sleek case, or it can be a beefy 6 millimeter stick for something like a serious cold water wetsuit. So, that begs the question, right? If this core is so important, is it all just the same stuff? And the answer is a big, fat no. The actual chemical recipe can change a lot. So, check this out. This is kind of the secret sauce. The core is usually a mix of two different kinds of rubber. You've got CR, which is pure chloroprene rubber, that's the good stuff. And then you have SBR, which is styrene butadiene rubber. So you might find gear that's 100% pure CR, which is super high performance, or you'll see different blends that mix in SBR to tweak things like the cost, the stretch, and how durable it is. And it doesn't even stop there. Beyond those standard blends, you can get some really specialized options. There's eco-neoprene for people looking for a more sustainable choice. You can get it perforated, with little holes for breathability, or even a core made of PU foam for totally different applications. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the filling. What about the bread of our material sandwich? The fabrics that are stuck to the outside and inside are just as important for how the final product actually performs. The process of sticking the fabric to the rubber is called lamination, and it's a huge deal. It does more than just protect the squishy rubber core. It's what gives the material its feel, its texture, and makes it comfortable enough to actually use. And the options for that fabric layer are almost endless. You could have a slick polyester or nylon jersey on the outside for toughness, maybe a soft, comfy terry cloth on the inside of a wetsuit so it feels good. Or, of course, you could weave in some spandex to get that amazing stretch we all expect. So you've got the core, you've got the fabrics, it's all laminated together. But how do you know if the neoprene you're holding is actually any good? How do you spot quality? Well, believe it or not, a huge hint can come down to just 3 little words. Yep, made in Taiwan. Now, this isn't just a random label. In the super specialized world of technical materials like neoprene, made in Taiwan has become a real mark of quality. It's like a shorthand for top-notch engineering and really, really strict quality control. And this isn't just about where it's made, It's about a serious commitment to hitting tough international standards. These manufacturers go out of their way to get certified to prove they mean business when it comes to quality. And what does that look like? Well, you'll see things like an ISO 9001 certification. That's the worldwide gold standard for making sure production is consistent and reliable. Some places even have ISO 13485. That's for medical grade stuff, which requires an insane level of precision. So when you see those codes, you know you're getting something you can really count on. So when you put it all together, it's pretty clear that neoprene is way more than just a piece of rubber. It's this complex, engineered system. Every single layer, from the exact blend in the core to the fabric on the outside, all the way to the manufacturing process, it all matters. It all has to work together perfectly. So, next time you grab your gear, whether you're zipping up a wetsuit or sliding your laptop into its case, maybe take a second look. Think about that material sandwich inside. Think about the core, the fabric, the quality. What's your gear really made of? I bet you have a much better idea now.